37 days to the presidential and parliamentary elections. This is Joy News Today with me, Emefa Akosia Aditi. We're coming to you live from our studios here in Kokomlemle, also live on DSTV channel 421, Go TV channel 125. Our headlines today. Attorney General granted 7 days to file statements of case in the matter that filed challenging the constitutionality of the anti-LGBT bill. We have details as the AG and lawyers take on the Speaker of Parliament for failing to file fiscal impact analysis of the bill in court. Attorney General berates Speaker of Parliament for allegedly procuring the services of Thaddeus Sorry as lawyer for the parliamentary services illegally. Details in this bulletin.
As I said, I've always tolerated the Speaker of Parliament and his representation, even though I know it's not lawful. And of course, it is not. You see, and the point must be made. It is not an attempt to prevent the Speaker from having representation.
Also, will transport fares go up? We'll hear from stakeholders in this bulletin, and then we will hit the campaign trail. Now, we're independent, fearless, and credible. Please stay for details. This is your election headquarters. Now, let's bring you some stories. Presidential candidate for the National Democratic Congress, John Mahama, says Ghana has become a bad model for democracy with a judiciary which is not independent. Speaking on the second day of his tour of the northern region, he expressed concern about Ghana's democratic decline, criticizing the judiciary's independence and weakening of state institutions, which he says has led to global disappointment in the country's governance model. Maxwell Agbagba has this report.
On the second day of his tour of the northern region, John Mahama visited the Pandai, Wulinti, Bimbilla and Yendi constituencies. Among others, in the Pandai constituency, he promised to improve conditions at the Pandai Yam market under the NDC's Market Enhancement Program. Less than 24 hours after John Mahama posed 5 questions saying the NPP presidential candidate, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, must answer them just as he once demanded. Answers to 170 statements and claims from then Vice President Mr. Atta, he was back with another set directed at President Akufo-Addo.
We need experience. Bawumia and Nana Addo came with very sweet words. And I asked Nana Addo one question when we were at Pandai. He said, Yeti Sikaso, I come there. And so I'm giving him one question. Sikanu Wenhi, where is the money?
The Bimbilla constituency, he talked about the party's promise of a national apprenticeship program that will provide jobs for young people.
Anywhere I go, the question people outside in the world ask me, Ghana, what happened to you? Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana, what happened to you? Ezu, everybody looked up to Ghana as the model of democracy. Today, we are a bad model of democracy. Our judiciary is not independent. All our state institutions have been destroyed. Ezu, people looked up to Ghana as a country that is a model of economic management. Today, our economy is in shambles. You remember what they said? And I remember my younger brother, Bawumia. What did he say? He said, teachers are, nurses are, farmers are, and students, contractors, doctors, and everybody.
John Mahama promised to complete the Yendi water supply project to provide water to the residents and those in adjoining communities.
There are things we're doing on the drawing board for Yendi constituency. When the MPP came, they have refused to continue. One is the Yendi water system. It's supposed to take water from the river here at Sabari, feed all the communities, including Nani, all the way to Yendi, and give all of them water.
Still on elections, the Muslim Peace and Reconciliation Committee of Ashanti Region has issued guidelines to clerics and traditional authorities in Zongo communities for peace campaigns. In achieving an incident-free election in the Zongo communities, clerics are to consistently include peace messages in their teachings at the mosques. Secretary Eustace Dean says the guidelines are based on the teachings of the Holy Quran and acceptable norms of society. Nanaya Ujima has more in the following report.
The call for peace has often heightened in election seasons. It has often come with public sensitization of rules and regulations of election. According to the leaders of Islam, most political parties tend to recruit some individuals from Zongo communities for vigilante activities. The phenomenon is among issues the guidelines aim at halting. Secretary for the Muslim Peace and Reconciliation Committee, Ustaz Dean, explains the documents have been simplified in 3 languages.
The campaign that people are conducting, the campaign of the various parties, should be in a peaceful manner, in a peaceful arena. No one should intimidate anyone on the day of election. No one should try to prevent anyone from casting his vote. No one should try to maybe disrespect someone's ideology during the election. Please, let's respect our fellow ideology, our opponent ideology. Every opponent has the rights to go for the party he wants. He has the right to vote for the party he wants.
An event dubbed Peace Before, During and After the December 7th general elections, organized by the Muslim grouping, is among a series of peace fora being held ahead of the election. The event brought together stakeholders in Zongo communities in the Ashanti region with other representatives from the Christian faith. Apostle Kwajofosu Ajima is leader of Fountain of Mercy Ministry International.
So it's my prayer that we should not destroy the nation Ghana before election and after election. Let there be a unity. Let there be oneness so that the Lord will increase this nation and bless this nation. Shalom. Peace.
For JoyNews, Nanaya Ojima, Kumasi.
Away from elections, Deputy Transport Minister Hassan Tampoli is asking the public to disregard the notice by the Concerned Drivers Association to increase fares by 15% from November 2nd. Mr. Tampoli says reasons given by the Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana are untenable and does not foresee any need for an increment in transport fares even in the next month.
We've heard some noises coming from Drivers Union about the threatened increase lorry fares. I want to say here unequivocally that there's no basis for any such increase in lorry fares between now and the next 6 months. The leadership are here and they know what we do, the triggers that would arise in increase of lorry fares. Nothing of that sort has happened. And indeed, as at this morning, Ghana is one of 9 countries that have prices of petrol below $1. And in West Africa, we have only 3 countries out of the 15 countries. Needless to say, Nigeria will be there, Liberia, and the next country is Ghana. So the prices that we have in Ghana is one of the lowest anywhere in the world. We are rivaling countries like Egypt, Tunisia, Libya, Angola, Sudan. All of these countries are major oil-producing countries. So there can't be any basis for any increment in lorry fare. As a matter of fact, there should be even reduction in lorry fares. So let this message go out to the drivers' union that are threatening any increase in lorry fare. His Excellency, the Vice President, has said that lorry fares would definitely go down if we are able to bring down the price of petroleum product below $1, and currently we are at $0.953.
Now let's speak to the Concerned Drivers Association. David Agbado is on phone with us and he speaks for the association. Good afternoon, sir, and I hope that you have heard what the minister just said. What will be your initial reactions?
Thank you very much. I want to ask the minister whether he is in Ghana or he just dropped from the moon. He's saying things are not up, and then he's comparing us to Morocco, Egypt, and other places. Even if we should go by what he himself just said, the road network in Morocco can sustain Morocco's private shock absorbers, can sustain orders, other things for them for at not less than a year. He is talking of even Accra to even in Sawam. Talk less of going far. All the roads are bad, and he is saying that. Let me tell you, the component that we add or we adjust the price with, all of them have gone up. A price of a car have shoot from 10% to 115%. If you didn't know, you should go and check.
Okay.
The price of lubricants have increased over 55%. You should go and check. Okay. I'm not sure he's in Ghana.
Mr. Agbado, I would have thought that conventionally there'll be some sort of consensus or there'll be some stakeholder engagement, and then you all will be on the same page before you would announce any increments of fare. Is that right? Did you do that this time?
We did it.
Why?
And even when he was saying, he said the leadership is there. I want to ask, which leadership did he meet? Which of the leadership did he meet?
Okay, we've got Abbas Imoro, and he's the Industrial Relations Officer for the GPRT. Good afternoon, sir. And I'd like to know if you're aware about this fare increments that's supposed to happen 2nd November.
Come again.
Mr. Imoro, so we'd like to find out if you're aware about this fare increment that's supposed to be happening from the 2nd of November.
Yeah, you are welcome and good afternoon to viewers or listeners. Yes, we read about our brother's proposal, but they will have the process in which lead to any word or this choice. We are all aware that currently.
Mr. Imoro, we are unable to hear you clearly. If you can speak up.
Yeah, we are all aware that currently lubricants, spare parts, all the prices have gone up drastically. But we have a laid-down process of which we use before coming up with any upward adjustment, of which our brothers have gone that far. Hence, that 15% at the come up. We are using the of which after coming, we shall know to the general public as well. They shouldn't forget that we are working with the architect for our time. And the Transport Ministry question for the general public. At times, we have to come up with a particular percent. And at times, they have to be more reasonable and still with it. That workers' salary has never been adjusted upward, and we should consider the price of the workers. We're doing that well. So, rather as I think.
Mr. Imoro, so I can barely hear you, and I'm sure that audience are not able to hear you. But clearly, are you part of this fare increment? Is the GPRT you joining in or not?
No, please, no, please.
Okay.
We haven't come up with any upward adjustment on the second, as has been announced.
Will there be any engagement with the Concerned Drivers Association?
Well, every day, normally, every increment, we are with them. We do with them. We don't leave them behind. It's just that they have run faster than they can run. So they should slow down and come back to the normal process. When we get there, then we get the hospital point.
Do I still have Mr. Agbado on here with me? Mr. Agbado, if you're still here, let me know if you have heard what Mr. Imoro has said.
I heard him right and clear. He didn't deny that things have not shot up. He said it, that things have gone up astronomically. That tells you they are in the same page with us. But the minister coming out and say things are not up, that's where I'm confused.
Okay.
You see, we should be up and doing. He's a minister.
Usually, would you consult the ministry?
As stakeholders engagement before?
Mr. Agbado, usually, will you consult the ministry as well?
My sister, I would say no. The reason being that the minister doesn't buy pass, so he doesn't know the passes are going high. And they don't buy pass for us to fix our car with. We bought the pass ourselves. And that is why we are going ahead and we will charge the 15% because it is due us.
Okay. And so from 2nd of November, regardless of what your core association is saying and what the ministry is saying, people or patrons should also prepare for the 15% increment.
Exactly so. The patrons should prepare for 15% increment because as Abbas himself has said, that all those things have gained increase. We are not dancing in a gun. We are going according to how the things are going.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Agbado. Mr. Abbas Imoro, finally, and so we're at a crossroad because the Concerned Drivers Association say that they're going ahead regardless. And then you are saying that they have run faster. But for you, you're not going to be increasing. I really wonder how that will play out. But let me hear your final thoughts before I let you go.
Hello. Are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
You say you have to give us fair playing ground. You have given Mr. Agbado to...
I've just given you your time. No, I've just given you your time, so please go on.
Who played with our brothers, they shouldn't jump the gun. They should let us use the system, the laid-out system, which will allow the passengers also to believe we've also given them fair treatment. You see, we are not in the nation to allow, excuse my language, just any operator who has registered as a transport operator, who is maybe even operating within one region of the 16 region, to take all of it. I don't think it could be fair that way. So I'll play with my brothers. They should come back and system to get that war amount as well. Just
okay. All right. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Imoro. Thank you. Now, moving on, Attorney General Godfred Yeboah-Damis says the Speaker of Parliament may have contracted Thaddeus Soris's, Thaddeus Sori as a lawyer for the parliamentary services illegally. A letter has surfaced in the media from the PPA rejecting an application to single source Sori at law, the law firm of Thaddeus Sori, as a solicitor or retainer for Parliament. Speaking to JoyNews Today after yesterday's hearing at the Supreme Court, Godfred Dami berated Alban Gbagbin for what he says is a pure illegality.
It's a matter that was properly brought up, yes, because as I indicated to the court, the procurement of all goods, works and services of any person with public funds must be with the approval of the procurement authority. So it's a matter that is very important, and indeed, yes, we raise it.
In the Namagacha case, the court stated that when it comes to issues where Parliament and the AG's office are cross purposes, they can hire different lawyers.
Constitutional case, there's nothing like a person have an interest in it. What interest does the Speaker of Parliament have in the interpretation of the Constitution? So there's no interest, no personal interest of the Speaker of Parliament. And that's the point I sought to make. That indeed, when it comes to constitutional actions, the most important interest is the true and proper interpretation of the relevant provision of the Constitution. And that is it. So it's not as if a person has a personal interest in it. And if that's the case, as I indicated in some cases that I cited, it is actually a proper interpretation of the Constitution by the Supreme Court that That is most important. I mean, as I said, I've always tolerated the Speaker of Parliament and his representation, even though I know it's not lawful. And of course, it is not. You see, and the point must be made. It is not an attempt to prevent the Speaker from having representation. If the Speaker wants to have a lawyer, the Speaker must procure the lawyer lawfully. And then, as I said, the Attorney General, even when he's seeking the service of a lawyer to represent the government in cases outside the country, in foreign court, goes through PPR approval all the time. Even the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice, Edin Yeboah, who was, with all respect, using the services of Third Justice, had to go to PPR approval. And I know for a fact that he has not received any PPR approval. And so he's in flagrant violation of the provisions of the law, and that is what we sought to do.
Then why did you leave? You did not raise it again. The Chief Justice came back and did not mention it again.
Well, that's up to the court. You know, I did not quarrel with the court at all when the court decides to either defer a ruling or maybe decides not to rule on it. And of course, all rights are also reserved in us to take it up further. A breach of the PPA Act constitutes a crime. And my contention is that you cannot use a crime to defend a clear unconstitutional action by us. So indeed, you are engaged in an unconstitutional action and you are using, with all respect, the commission of a crime to further that unconstitutionality.
Now, meanwhile, the Attorney General has been given 7 more days to file his statement of case in the matter of some cases filed challenging the constitutionality of the anti-LGBT+ bill. The AG made an application in court asking for more time. Member of our Legal Affairs Desk, Kweku Asante, was in court and has just joined us today. Kweku, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Yeah. So on what basis did the Attorney General ask for more time?
Well, in July this year, when this case came up to the Supreme Court to be heard, lawyers for the Speaker of Parliament, Thaddeus Sori, in fact, did promise the court that there was going to be a fiscal impact analysis that the Speaker's lawyers, and in fact, the Speaker himself was going to present to the court in being able to determine. Mind you, what goes to the root of these cases against the anti-LGBTQ bill is the claim by Richard Alaska and Dr. Amanda Odoi that in promulgating that private members bill, Parliament did not take into consideration any fiscal impact analysis. The Constitution says before you pass any private members bill, that private members bill must come with a fiscal impact analysis. The Speaker of Parliament lawyers indicated that the Speaker of Parliament had made that determination and the document was there to show. The AG's department says they were waiting for this fiscal impact analysis so that they can include that argument in their statement of case. But because it was not coming, they have been constrained, and that is why they've come before the court seeking for more time to set down their statement of case. The court has now given them 7 days. Today, it was a single justice presiding, Justice Yadakwa Sare. He has given them now 7 days to present their statement of case, after which the issues will now be set down for the argument to happen.
And so the Attorney General is saying that they don't have the report, the fiscal analysis report.
Well, yes, they say they don't have it, and the lawyers for the Speaker of Parliament, Thaddeus Sori, the Messrs. Sori and Law, his firm, has not yet provided this. What is going to happen now is that the court, in fact, the Justice Yauda Kwanza, who was presiding, at some point in time asked the lawyers for Richard Alaska and Pakosi Abedu that if you are insisting on this fiscal impact analysis and the Speaker of Parliament is not bringing it, then it makes your case that perhaps there's no fiscal impact analysis, for which reason that bill may have been passed unconstitutionally. But the lawyers still demanded that. The AG's department have also been making the demand. The single justice says if the AG and lawyer Pakosi Abedu believe that the fiscal impact analysis is needed to make their own case, they know what to do as lawyers, they know the processes they can file to compel the Speaker of Parliament to produce that document if it exists.
Look, I'm curious, what is this fiscal impact analysis?
So the fiscal impact analysis is what the Constitution prescribes must necessarily accompany any private members bill that is brought before the House. Because private members bills are not brought by the government, the Constitution says if an ordinary MP is bringing a private members bill before the House, the expectation is that it will come with a fiscal impact analysis that details the cost of passing that bill to the state, especially because the private members bill are in such a way that the Constitution says they must not let any cost come to the state. So you can pass a private members bill, but they must not lead to any cost coming to the state. So this fiscal impact analysis is what will show the Speaker of Parliament that no cost will accrue to the state if you pass this bill into law. And the Speaker of Parliament is to make a ruling on that as to whether or not the bill comes with a fiscal impact. And Richard Alaska and Dr. Amanda Odoi contend that the Speaker of Parliament did no such thing, and so the bill is unconstitutional. And so it's up to the Speaker of Parliament now to produce evidence in court that the Speaker of Parliament actually did an impact analysis on the fiscal impact of the bill, and that was why the the Parliament of Ghana passed this.
This will amount to what will be next. But tell me, what do we expect?
Exactly. So now that the court has given the lawyers for the Attorney General 7 days to file their action, in the next 7 days, both parties will also now file what is called the Memorandum of Issues. That is the issues that they believe that the court must resolve in this case. And then hearing notices will be distributed as to a specific date that the court will hear this matter. Already, people like Sam George are concerned that it appears the Supreme Court is taking its time, too slow in determining this case. We know that when a bill is passed and it's not signed into law, or any bill whatsoever, once it is not signed into law, once the life of the parliament expires, that bill also dies. And so by 7 January 2025, if this anti-LGBTQ bill is not presented to the president for him to sign, it will die a natural death. And if any process at all is led to restart the process, we'll have to start from scratch.
Okay, thank you so much, Keku. Right, moving on, let's bring you some education story. Education Minister Dr. Osei Awedichum says any haste to abolish the double-track system under the free senior high school policy could deny many students the opportunity to access secondary education. His concern comes at the back of the opposition National Democratic Congress promising to abolish the system as part of plans to improve the free SHS policy. Speaking on the state of Ghana's education, the minister said government is building enough infrastructure to gradually phase out the double-track system. Nanaya Ojima has more in the following report.
The double-track system was introduced as part of the free SHS policy implementation, aimed at increasing access to secondary education by splitting the student population into 2 streams. By this system, the ministry was able to absorb all students qualified for the free SHS policy. Though the government has proven contact hours were not affected, many continue to criticize the policy. The Education Minister, Yao Osei Awedichum, explains the consequences of any immediate abolition of the system.
I know that some people come to and say, we will abolish double track. And I say to myself, they don't know what they are talking about. If you abolish double track at Prempeh College today, they will not be able to enroll 1 student. Presec will not take in 1 student. Our approach is very simple. We know you want your children to go to Opokwari. Now, if I abolish double track at Opokwari today, no Form 1 students can be enrolled there. Because the school has 4,500 students thereabout. And because they've been divided into 3, at any point in time, 3,000 students are there. If you don't want double track and I cancel double track, 1,500 students who are going this year will not have space, so they can go.
The minister explains the government has started implementing policies to deal with the system, as some schools are already weaned off the system. He wants Ghanaians to stick to the present plan to deal with the situation.
On the other hand, if I tell you that, allow me to build more classrooms at Opokwari, and as we are going to do at Opokwari, you are going to get Opokwari to still admit 4,005, but all of them will go at the same time because they have a lot of buildings.
Meanwhile, members of the clergy in the Ashanti region are pushing for laws that will bind successive governments to continue with transformative policies in the education sector. Retired Archbishop of Kumasi Diocese of the Anglican Church, Most Reverend Professor Daniel Yinka Safo, called for progressive initiatives to sustain gains in the education sector.
The challenge is that when each government comes, he will abrogate the policy of the previous government. So this one, from now, they should not do that. They should follow whatever government will come into place.
For JoyNews, Nanaya Ojima, Kumasi.
The Korean Foundation for International Health has rehabilitated and equipped the dilapidated Likpe Polyclinic in the Guan district of the Oti region. This will provide the needed logistics to contribute upgrading the facility to its original status to lessen the challenges of access to quality healthcare delivery in the newly created district. There's more in the following report by Fred Kwame Asari.
The Likpe community-based health planning service compound, which was originally constructed by Ghana's first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, in 1955 as a polyclinic, was downgraded due to its deteriorating state. Kofi's intervention saw some structural repairs and provision of logistics, which included a hematology analyzer, fridge, motorbikes, beds and lockers, among others. The Deputy Country Director of Kofi, Ms. Chai Eun Kim, stressed her outfit's commitment to ensuring universal health coverage in Ghana.
For the past 10 years, Kofi has been working closely with MOH of Ghana and as well as our GHS and ORHD, and we are committed to continuing this partnership for many years to come. So we will do our best to ensure that this collaboration remains strong and impactful.
The Oti Regional Director of Health Service, Dr. Osei Kufuor Afre, hinted at equipping a theater at the facility constructed by the Hoho Municipal Assembly.
I've had an initial discussion with the people of Korea, and they say they are thinking about it. I've had a discussion with the ministry also, and I wrote a nice love letter to the minister, which I know they will consider. I've also written to the Director General on this. So in due time, our theater will be put to function and perform surgical services here, rather than referring our cases to other facilities.
The acting Guan District Director of Health Service, Rose Ayibo, lauded Kofi on the initiative.
I also plead to note that with the recent appointment of a medical doctor, Dr. Kingsley Tete, the quality of care at the Likpe Polyclinic has greatly improved. His presence has boosted staff morale and patient attendance, and it speaks to the positive future that awaits us.
An opinion leader in Likpe, Teddy Ofoyi, called for the establishment of a mortuary facility to ease the burden of transporting corpses to and from outside the traditional area.
Disease or sickness, it has no boundary. The catchment area is very large. When you talk about Fodome, before you talk about Likpe towns, even up to Baglu, Kutek, if there is a district hospital here, if there is a mortuary here, nobody will pass and go to work.
Fred Kwame Asari, Joy News, Likpe.
Now, discounted lands, beautiful furnishing, free consultation, lots of food, all at one venue, the Accra International Conference Center, where the EcoBank JoyNews Habitat Fair is ongoing. Exhibitors say they have considered the economy and varying lifestyle of homeowners and prospective homeowners to offer extremely affordable prices, especially for this fair. Hannah Odame joins us live with more. Hi, Hannah. Good afternoon. And tell me the mood there. Tell me how patrons are trooping in.
International Conference Center is buzzing. Lots of patrons are here. Even though it's a weekday, they are here to try and understand what they can do to own a land or a home. Now, you think it's difficult for you to get a house, become a homeowner until you get here. There is free consultation. There's lots of discounts here. And as Christmas approaches, you can come here and get lots of things for your furnishing. I am going to give you evidence of what I'm talking about. Michael Yamwa has just finished talking to the Planned Cities Extension Project, and he says he feels like a homeowner already. Tell us why.
The most important thing is the payment plan that they are given. It means that within a few years, you can also move in. And so waiting for you to gather everything before you start, that is looking at inflation and other stuff, but you push everything to rent to own, and they will do the rest for you. The payment plan is what I'm interested in, and I'm satisfied with the consultation they've given and the pieces of advice they've given is cool.
And so you are already going on your way to become a host?
Of course.
So then why don't we go to the one who offered this discount to him? We'll come back to you, Michael. And he is here to tell us what he actually offered to get Michael that particular discount. Do I qualify?
Certainly, everyone qualifies for any offer that we have here. We are giving lots of goodies to Ghanaians. And looking at the challenges we are facing in the economy, we felt that spreading the payment over a longer period gives clients the opportunity to be able to pay. Because even if you can't, we give option for co-applicants so that you can join in with someone, come together, pay gradually and own the home. So that is opportunity cities and habitats are offering to Ghanaians within this period.
So you're offering the lands, you are offering the built homes already, constructed homes already, and you are also offering lots of payment plan for everybody?
Certainly, yes. So we are offering lands which have been spread over a year. So you are buying a land, you pay gradually within a year, because we know that looking at the income levels of Ghanaians, it's difficult to come with a lump sum to buy or own these things. So we will give you the chance to spread it over the period so that you'll be able to own it. So the land, the buildings too are similarly given in that regard. That one is 15 years for the gold and silver properties, and the platinum home is 10 years.
You heard that. It's called rent to own. And for 15 years, all you'll have to do is to be paying gradually. And you know that this is the Accra International Conference Center. We are here up till the 2nd of November. After you have bought your house, after you are a landowner, you definitely have to get some plumbing work done. And so we go to Interplast, and they are going to tell us exactly what we have to do to be able to get all the plumbing works done. We also have windows. They have windows as at now. And so this is Interplast. Before we get to Interplast, we have Superlock. We will come here because you need very secured kind of locks for your homes. How are you and how has it been today? We are here, Interplast. Welcome to Joy News.
Welcome. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
My name is Bright Stamaklo.
Bright is a sales executive here, and he's going to tell us the offerings that they have for you. You'll have to listen with rapt attention, because when he told me, I was very much surprised. Tell us.
Okay. So I'll say good afternoon to all listeners. Once again, we are welcome to Interplast stand. Interplast is well known of our pipes, but today we are here to exhibit, to throw more light on our windows. We also have other products like the irrigation for your landscape, for your garden, for your farm, because where we are getting to now as a state and as a nation, we need to plant what we eat. So one of the good things is we have irrigation system for whatever you want to plant in your house. So let's start with the windows.
Let's start with the windows, because I'm interested. Why did you go windows?
Windows?
Yeah.
As you are growing, you know, when you grow, you need a place to relax after a hard day's work. And when you are going to relax, you need comfort, you need security, you need durability, and something that gives you peace. So Interplast executive and our MD sat down 24 years ago to engineer a well-used PVC windows for your homes. And
so you see, it's pretty simple to own a home or get home accessories. You can just go to the Accra International Conference Center where it's happening. The EcoBank JoyNews Habitat Fair happening now at very discounted prices. We'll bring you more on that on our subsequent bulletin. But time now for business.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwao. Stanbic Bank Ghana has unveiled its new youth banking service. The product includes accounts for children below 18 years and a transitional account for persons between 18 and 25 years. Speaking to the media at a short ceremony to launch the product, Chief Executive Kwamna Usmening explained that the package is expected to drive financial inclusion among the youth.
With Africa's population expected to double to 2.5 billion by 2050, representing 25% of the world's population, Stanbic Bank Ghana has unveiled its new youth banking service. The product includes the Blue First account for kids below 18 years of age and the Gen Blue account for individuals aged between 18 to 25. Additionally, an AI-powered chatbot, Ohima Eva, will be introduced to make banking and financial literacy more relatable. Here is Kwame Asumenin, Chief Executive of Stanbic Bank Ghana.
As we have evolved in our businesses, we've determined to, carve out a part of our business focusing specifically on young people. And we've targeted persons from the ages of around 10 to as high as 29. But we are also targeting young people who are not old enough to have their own banking relationships through their parents. So we're looking to their parents to introduce them to the Stanbic Bank once they're born, and then as they grow, build a relationship with them over time.
He noted that the bank is committed to making significant investments to provide tailored digital banking solutions for the youth.
Forging a close relationship with them, understanding their needs, making sure that we can design specific products and solutions that target their needs specifically. I think the point I made earlier around the youth having a preference to engage digitally rather than engage in person. So we're investing quite heavily in our digital tools. The chatbot is an example of an approach that we believe would go very well with our youth.
Benjamin Mensah, head of personal and private banking at the bank, shed some light on the Stanbic Youth account.
What we've done broadly is to say from the cradle, i.e. from 0 to the age of 17, okay, we can categorize them as one group. So those are the guys we're offering the Blue First. And the idea is that is their first account. So we're expecting all parents, once you have a child, please open a Blue First account and start putting money aside. When that kid transitions from 17 to adulthood to 18, which is the legal adult age in Ghana, then they fall into the second bracket, which now is from 18 to 25, at least per our definition. So that now gives the student or the youth the Gen Blue account, okay, which now allows them to go through their tertiary, or whatever they're doing at that age, and then help them transition into proper adulthood.
As part of its unwavering commitment to investing in the youth, the bank will embark on financial literacy drives in various schools.
Now, the Acting Chief Human Resource Officer at MTN has stressed the need for the industry to deliberately develop strategies which will bridge the skills gap. Speaking at the MTN Ghana Business Executive Breakfast meeting, he explained the industry will have to lead the charge in developing the skills of young people by offering hands-on opportunities.
Ghana's skilled workforce is a dynamic and integral part of the country's economic development. With a strong emphasis on education and professional training, the nation boasts of a diverse talent pool across various sectors of the economy. The advent of emerging technology presents the need to bridge the skills gap. Speaking at MTN's Business Executive Breakfast meeting, Abdullah Ibrahim, Acting Human Resource Officer at MTN Ghana, noted that bridging the skills gap will require concerted effort.
We can't wait for policy to take lead. I think industry has to take lead. We all have to do the little things that we are doing. If we all consolidate our efforts, it's really going to have a big impact. Like I said, we give opportunities to students to do internship. Other organizations, when they do, and we all do that, it's either by the time the students come out of the universities, they would have practical examples of the things that they are learning, and it prepares them better for the job market. So that's what industry has to do a bit more. And also maybe be willing to invest more into training, reskilling, and upskilling existing employees, because they also need to be part of the future of all organizations in Ghana.
The forum, aimed at advancing conversations on bridging the skills gap, also provided expert insight to assist small and medium businesses. Dr. AC Ansah, CEO of Access Human Capital Limited, called for tailored policies to support startups and young people desiring to start their business.
When we talk about policy, let's start from some of those tax breaks for SMEs and making it possible for SMEs to actually retain the income that they generate a little bit more to invest back into the business. So that's one. We need talent support programs. There are organizations who work with young people and have programs such that a young person comes to work with you, they will pay the person, you just give the person work to do. If there's a program like that, yes, we have national service. If we have a program where I can employ, I'm an SME, I can't afford to bring in the 5 people I need, but I can afford to bring them in where there's that capacity, the funding that makes it possible.
And that's it for business. Sports is coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
You're welcome to the sports segment on JN Today. My name is Haruna Mubarak. Now, Joy Sports Invitational silver medal winners, Amigo Ghana, say they have already begun training for another exciting edition of the tournament in 2025. Amigo Ghana finished second in the football competition after suffering defeat on penalties to Kosa Bright, and they are now preparing to go for gold next year.
For now, we can say we are satisfied, but actually we came in for the good. That is the first prize. But we did our best. We fought to the end. We went to the finals, and then at the end of the day, we had silver. And our CEO even surprised us with a 1 month salary.
Yeah, I saw the statement. So you've received it?
Yes, we've received it. Actually, when it was aired on JoyNews, the very same morning we received the alert.
Yes. Wow. Is this a motivation that the next time you guys will participate in, God willing, the next edition of the Invitational, you are eyeing gold?
Sure. We've even started preparing. We've started training for the next year's competition, and we are poised for action. We are really motivated, and we are highly spiritual because of the Yomi yogurt that we've been drinking. So, yeah, we are fully prepared. We are fully prepared for the next games.
Thank you.
It was an exciting one. This is the first time we are coming back after so many years, and after winning the CEO penalty shootout and also winning the football cup, we decided to put in our best and come and win this one as well. Yomi Yogurt is a quality product from Amigo Ghana Limited, and Amigo Ghana Limited has been in existence for about 2 decades, and our flagship brand is Yomi Yogurt, and Yomi Yogurt is a drinking yogurt that is made from high-grade cow milk, fiber from selected grains, a blend of beneficial microorganisms. And what we say is that once you have a bottle of Yomi yogurt, you are sure of a complete meal. So whether it's a morning start, whether it is a midday snack or a dessert, Yomi yogurt is here to nourish you.
And that's your sports on JN Today. My name is Haruna Mubarak. World News comes up shortly. Please stay.
That's all for JN Today with me, Emefa Akosia Adeti. There's more on myjoyonline.com. Thank you and bye-bye.